So I just wanted to go through a project that I've done. Well, I haven't done it. I've exhibited it and I've made a book, but it's not finished, and I don't think it will ever be finished. It's an ongoing body of work. I've called it Our Hidden Region. It's basically photos of where I live in France. I'm not going to say too much for the location because it is where I live, and I don't want to really publish that. Um, but the location is, well, it's the region in France called Auvergne, which is kind of pretty much all countryside. There is a couple of cities in it. The capital city of the region is Clermont-Ferrand. It's not a very busy city as far as cities go. There are rarely any flights to it. The nearest airport is Lyon, which is kind of 2.5 hours east. So it's become this kind of city where not very many internationals can get to easily without driving. What my photos tend to be are kind of like landscape photos. It's a really mountainous region. It's right out in the countryside in the middle of nowhere, and you can't get to it without like a car. There is public transport. There are trains that go there, but like one a day. My nearest train stop, there isn't even a train station. You just kind of have to stand on the side of the railway and like flag the train down. Anyway, the idea of the final project is that you should go and explore deeper off of the beaten track sort of thing. And where I am, apart from like British expats, there are rarely foreign people there. It's all locals, and the best views and the best photos I've taken have been from walking into the woods where there are no paths, or they're all places that are never on like tourist information, or it's a rural village in the middle of nowhere. And in the book there are there's no information about the images. There's no writing apart from on the cover, so there's no information about the location of the photos, and that's done on purpose to kind of emphasize the fact that all these places are hidden and you really have to explore and get out and find these places yourself. Not the places that I've been to, but any place that you can't get to with ease. So as I mentioned, I have exhibited this work, although it's not finished, and I have made a book, which, although at the time I thought it may have been finished, I've taken loads of photos since, and I think they're better than the ones that are in there. But that's the problem I have. I wouldn't know when to call it finished. The book is literally one copy because it's really expensive to make books, especially like the high quality ones like the one I made is. People did ask, is this book for sale at the exhibition? And I had to say no because it was the only copy I made, and kind of wanted to keep that for myself. That's the problem is, if I were to make this book and sell it, I'd have to sell it at I'd have to pay out a lot of money to make a lot of copies, and even then I'd have to sell it at like £20, if not more, £25, which for me, unless it becomes like a collectible item or whatever, then I don't think £25 for a book, for that book in particular, is really worth it. I'd love to be able to sell it and actually let people discover the project and enjoy it. This exhibition that I did, we hired a chapel on top of a big hill. I shared it with my dad. He does chainsaw sculptures and stuff like that. And I put my prints on the walls in frames. They're only 12 by 16 now because I have to kind of pay out this before the exhibition, and some did sell. It was mostly French people from that area who were, they were photos of that area basically, and they were kind of proud of that, and so they were like, yeah, I'd like that on my wall. The goal is to print them like A1 because I think The aim is to kind of get the viewer immersed in the photo, make them feel like they're really there. And 12 by 16 you can't really do that, but it is a nice size to kind of take home with you and put on the wall or whatever. I don't really think there's a lot more I can say about it, to be honest. It's quite a specific thing, and I think it probably appeals more to French people from the region where I took the photos. But I'm very lucky to live there, and it's really helped my photography, and I think probably the direction where I'm going to take my photography is going to be landscapes. So thanks for watching if you did wait till the end, and hopefully I'll see you in another video.